The 2025 Lincoln Navigator, and I have some questions for you. Do you love screens? Do you love screens so much that you want 48 inches of display on your dash? Do you have an incredibly large family and do you need to carry a lot of things and tow a personal watercraft? Do you also have a Uber or livery business? If your answer is yes to any of those things and you want a body-on-frame SUV, Lincoln has you covered. Let's start with usability and price. This thing starts at just under $100,000, fully loaded. You're looking in the mid-120s when you get the Lincoln Navigator with the extended or long wheelbase and all the options. With the short wheelbase, you're looking at about 107 cubic feet of cargo capacity, and when you go to the L, which also gives you more interior space and lengthens the car by 12 inches, you're up to about 120-ish cubic feet of cargo capacity, which makes this very, very big. There are nooks and crannies everywhere in the doors, the center console, and for your rear passengers as well for storage. The seats are ultra comfortable. They're heated and cooled and massaging. The second row seats are captain's chairs and also great, and the third row will fit full-size adults you don't like as much. When it comes to the quietness, this is a very isolated cabin. Lincoln goes as far and calls this a personal luxury rejuvenation chamber, which is a bunch of marketing stuff, but this is a relaxing place to be. When it comes to your infotainment, yes, you have a Revell Ultima audio system, which is very, very good, but you are dealing with 3 giant displays. Your 40-inch display in the front is separated in 2 halves or 2 screens. Your left side is your driving information like your map, your TAC, your speedo, and on the right side it is separated into 3 tiles which you can configure into your trip, your media, and some other things here and there. It is a surprisingly intuitive setup, and your primary infotainment screen, the thing that you're going to be interacting with the most. In the shop with the 5th generation Lincoln Navigator. This is the 2025 model year. Ford/Lincoln has essentially 0 technical information on this vehicle on their website, other than calling this the ultimate rejuvenation chamber. So here's what I do know. This is on the T3 truck architecture that is scalable from Ford, and it is built in Louisville, Kentucky. The other thing to bring up is it is large, and you have 2 different wheelbase options. You have the standard, or you have the long boy, which is like 222 inches long. This thing with the max trailering package can tow around 8,700 pounds, and it comes with 1 drivetrain, the EcoBoost 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6. It makes 510 foot-pounds of torque and 440 horsepower. It uses a 10-speed automatic gearbox, and it has a 4-wheel drive system of some sort. Something that's interesting versus its, say, Chevy rivals is it's not on air springs. It has continuously variable dampers, which means long-term this may cost you less to keep on the road. Air springs for long-term ownership typically have some maintenance issues that lead to very, very expensive replacements. The other thing I'm going to bring up is it is a multi-link front, multi-link rear, unlike, say, an F-150, which has a live rear axle, and is fairly easy to service. However, I will bring up that there is a lot of corrosion on all the steel parts already. This is a fairly new vehicle. So that I'm going to go take this for a quick drive. Setting off in the 2025 Lincoln Navigator, I have this baby in Excite mode. And we're done. This vehicle is not about being sporty remotely. As I'm going to talk about in the final thoughts, and as I've already brought up in this video, this class of car is about being a giant land yacht that you can stuff your family or clients into with all of their stuff with relative ease, and when needed, tow your boat, your ATVs, or whatever watercraft you may own. And it also needs to be compliant and essentially be an isolation chamber. Lincoln jokes that this is a rejuvenation chamber. And for the most part, I think they've succeeded on creating a very, very good body-on-frame luxury SUV. It's big. It is a mostly nice interior space, assuming you don't hate screens. The seats are ultra comfortable. It's pretty quiet. The audio system works well. And the inputs are surprisingly direct for something this big. While it is a boat, there's no body control from a traditional, like if you're coming from an X5 or an X7 or a GLS or even a G-Wagon, this has none of the body control of those vehicles. What it does have, though, is ability to not wander in the lane be powerful enough for any of your merging activities, and the steering is fast and direct enough where this thing doesn't feel totally ponderous when you're making lane changes or driving around town. The 10-speed gearbox, Ford has continued to improve the cal on these units. Doesn't have any of the herky-jerkiness that I've experienced on older F-150s and Ford products. The 3.5 liter V6 may not have the charisma of the 6.2, but probably has less of the reliability problems or manufacturing problems of the 6.2 and the GM products at this point. It's pretty good. Returns some level of fuel economy. For something this big, I'm returning about 15 miles per gallon on average, which is not great, but not terrible. Again, enormous vehicle. And the safety suite, while it struggles with my eyes for some reason, Blue Cruise mostly does a good job if you have less squinty eyes than me, and for the most part doesn't bother you at all, and it works well. The towing features that I've experienced on Fords like this with a tow package work well. I mean, honestly, in this class of vehicle, as long as you're not like cross-shopping the Escalade V or something, you're looking at an Escalade, the Infinity version of the Armada. It really comes down to personal choice and what dealer you like the best, and honestly the styling as well, because on paper, largely by design, these vehicles are all very, very similar. So with that, let's head into the final thoughts. Final thoughts on the Lincoln Navigator. This class of vehicle is largely dominated by the American brands. However, there are some Japanese offerings from Nissan/Infiniti and Lexus. What I will say though is the Escalade for most people is king of the hill. And what you need to know about this class of car is what it needs to accomplish. And to me, it needs to be able to fit people and things in mass quantities, be able to tow, and be a complete isolation chamber on the road that doesn't feel like a complete penalty box as well. Something that doesn't make you want to drive in oncoming traffic, but also you don't feel the world around you. And Lincoln has accomplished exactly that. It has screens just like the Escalade does. It has a pretty good audio system. It's ultra quiet, very comfortable, and has massaging seats. Blue Cruise works quite well. The drivetrain never gets in your way. It may not have the charisma of a V8, but this EcoBoost V6 is clinically efficient. Really what it comes down to is personal preference, and if you can stand the new wave of screens everywhere. If you can, and you need this class of vehicle, it definitely should be on your short list. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon.